guys, how are you? I gotta tell you, I'm very happy that I got married. I'm married 42 years. But when we first got married, I had to get her a ring. I had no money, I was a comedian. Well, where am I gonna get this money for a ring? I wound up selling my car. She got this beautiful ring. What did I get? I got a freaking Swatch watch. And I had to pay for it too. Then we go to the wedding, and we had a beautiful wedding. But before they let us go in to meet our guests at the reception, they held us back. Because guys, that's when you get your balls cut off. Done. Next. Well, when the preacher did say, for better or worse, and you will obey, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I didn't know what that really meant. So of course, I asked my wife. She says, yes, there's certain rules that you have to obey by. I'm like, what? She says, when you come in the house, take your shoes off. You may have stepped in shit. How often you step in shit? I take my shoes off. Then she says, well, don't leave the door open. The raccoons will come in. When the hell was the last time a raccoon came into the house? Then she says it's okay for her to burp and fart at the table because it's cute. Not for me. I get in trouble for that. She says she wants to do the bills. I said, of course you do, because this way I won't see what you buy and charge till we go bankrupt. Then she still says she could get her clothes at Victoria's Secret. Me? I gotta get my tiny whities at ShopRite. And it's in that bin outside before you even get in the store. But you know something? You women have special powers, intuition. You know everything. Am I pussy whipped? Yes. One night, I come up and I see my wife has her sexy lingerie out on her bed. I said, that can only mean one thing. Laundry night. So, for the last 42 years, I've never bought my own clothes. So my wife says, we're gonna go out shopping. Okay. I come out and I see, I'm ready to go, and she looks, gives me that look. I knew what that look meant. Go back and change. Yeah. I go back and change, and now I said, you ready to go? She said, well, did you pee? I gotta pee. How the hell she knew I had to pee. I went back and peed. While I was there, my friends called and says, what are you guys doing tonight? I said, what are you asking me for? Ask her. She knows more than frickin' Google. So we go out to the store and go shopping, and she pulls out whatever clothes she wants me to try on and brings it into the fitting room. So I come out of the fitting room and she says, give me a twirl. I feel like a fucking 8-year-old, give me a twirl. Then she says to me, you know what? It doesn't look that good in the crotch. What the fuck's wrong with my crotch? So the next day, I come home from work and she's standing at the door like one of these. I said, what's wrong? She says, you're cheating on me. I said, what are you talking about? She says, look at all these packages that came from Amazon. You're buying your own clothes now, huh? Well, she decides we're going to go on vacation. So we decide to go down to the Caribbean. And I love going down to the Caribbean and sitting by the water, watching the girls walk by. The only problem I have is when you get these older women, when they're topless with their boobs dragging across the sand. That's hard to watch. She turns around to me and says, you think that's hard? What do you think these people think about you walking around in that thong? I said, baby, I wear it well. Next stop, we go to Disney. FYI, guys, they open up an adult store. So we go in, and I see, ooh, Disney character condoms. I need to get that. And I see Pinocchio, you know, the nose that grows?
Yeah.
That's what I need. Of course, she comes over and says, no, you don't. You need Jiminy Cricket, the little one. Average. So we get home, and I see, I'm in the bathroom, and I see her makeup drawers open. And I see filler, foundation, paint, brushes. I said, what are you doing? Building a new house? She says, nah, I'm going to build a new husband. So I go downstairs, and I see she's fussing with the vacuum. I said, what's wrong with the vacuum? She says, it stopped sucking. Of course it did. It got married. But she still likes all this romantic crap, so for Valentine's Day, I'll figure I'd be a sport. I get dressed up as Cupid, I walk in the bedroom, and she starts laughing her face off. She says, you look like Humpty Dumpty in those tighty whities. So I still get her into the sack, and I figure we're gonna still do the twist and shout. And all of a sudden, she starts going like this with my head. I said, what is that, some kind of new sex act? She says, no, Jeopardy's coming on, your big head's in the way. Well, I leave the room. I have my 98-year mother-in-law living with us, feisty old bitch. I see her watching the History Channel. I said, Ida, you looking for some of your old friends? She turned around to me and says, no, why don't you go back and watch your show, The Biggest Loser, and look for your friends? I asked my wife, am I happily married? She said, of course you are. And of course, I have to believe that. I have no choice. But let me tell you where this all started. It was August '69, Woodstock. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I didn't know what to do first, so I did it all. Lying on the grass there, smoking doobies like this. Guy next to me says, hey man, try some of this shit. Acid, LSD. Sure, why not? But he neglected to tell me one important thing. That was a 50-year time release. That's why I'm so fucked up. I did so much acid at Woodstock that I passed out during Jefferson Airplane. By the time I came to, they were Jefferson Starship. And that was 10 years after. My buddies and I used to love doing different acid trips. So one night we said, let's drop acid, let's take a trip down to Disney. 24 hard hours later, we finally see the gates. Welcome to Hicksville train station. They asked me, you think you could do your set high on drugs? Give it a shot. They take me to the club, we get up on stage, I start doing my act, all of a sudden the lights go out. Guy yells, down in front! Some of the bitches took me to a movie theater. We used to hang out at a pool and drop acid, and there was a box of Cheerios, and we said, hey man, let's dive, throw them in the pool and try to dive into them like they're life preservers. We said, yeah, that didn't really work out so well. So we said, next time we'll bring bagels. Before I say goodbye to everybody, there's something I want to say that's kind of important. Today, with all the violence and everything that's going on, and you should have love, peace, and happiness, the same as we had back in the 70s with Woodstock. Granted, everyone was on flower power and everyone was on Quaaludes and high, but everyone liked each other. Whether you were black, white, or Puerto Rican, it didn't make a difference. We really got to look out after each other. But the situation that happened to me personally, my wife asked me one night to bring home Chinese food. So I bring it home, she's all packing it, and she looks on one of the packages. She sees BLM on it, Black Lives Matter. I said, honey, that's great. The Chinese people, they like people. That's really special. But I'm hungry, and that's my beef lo mein. My name is Ronnie Price. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Man, let's hear it for Artie. Yeah. Give it up. All right. So I know a lot.